All right, friends, Valorie Burton and I are here. We just finished an excellent podcast episode I think you're going to love. Her new book, Let Go of the Guilt, comes out next week on September 1st. Valorie, you're a life coach. You are an expert at handling successful women, which we all want to be. But I just need you to know there's an area I need some more success. And a lot of my girlfriends need some more success in dating in 2020. It is not easy.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So what do we do? Help us out.
Dating in quarantine. Okay. All right. So this is a good one. Okay. So as a coach, I'm always like, you got to give me a scenario. So basically we're talking in quarantine, but if you're not quarantined, you still need to social distance and
you can't meet people. So my traditional way of meeting men is, at an event that we're all at together, or a friend of a friend at church, or at an event where I'm speaking. And none of those things
are happening. Yeah. And are you meeting anyone online?
So I'm not currently we're just going for it. I'm not currently doing online dating, but I would if you told me that was the right answer. It's a little hard in my town because I teach at one of the bigger churches. So sometimes I feel weird about someone hearing me preach in the morning and then swiping me that afternoon. It just feels like I'm not sure that's the best thing.
No, absolutely. No, I know. When I said online, I meant just in general.
Sorry. You're like, Annie, you didn't have to give me your dating app.
No, I love it because it's so real. Like it is really hard right now. And one of the things I think is important is, unfortunately, is one, adjusting expectations, but two, like, God has a plan.
You're right.
I know it's hard because I remember about 4 months before my 40th birthday, making up my bed and praying out loud, because of course I was living alone, in case God had not heard the same prayer that I prayed 250 other times. And I wanted him to know that my 40th birthday was coming up.
Yeah.
And I needed him to fix this. Those were the words I used.
Yes.
And I got an answer that I was like, I heard the Holy Spirit say, Valorie, there's nothing to fix.
Wow.
You're where you're supposed to be at this particular time. And I have not forgotten.
Wow.
What he said to me is, and I'm not saying this is you, Annie.
No.
Or any particular person listening, but this was me. He said to me, I need you to be happy now. And I was like, I had this thing where I was kind of holding my happiness hostage to my story.
Oh, wow. You got to write that book next. That's your next one for this year. Quit holding your happiness hostage. Wow.
Yeah. And in this current environment, it can feel like that. I've got to hold the happiness hostage because I can't do what I've normally done. And so one thought that comes to me is, I wonder how the prayer could change. Like, is there a different kind of prayer you can pray right now to God around this issue of your mate?
Yeah.
Because I believe that he put the desire in your heart. And if he put it there, he will also give you the desires of your heart. I'm speaking from Psalm 37:4. Yeah. And I know it's hard to hold on to when you're not seeing that movement. Believe me. I had a lot of moments of just boo-hooing, just frustrated, just why? And why is it taking this long? And then what did I do wrong? And it wasn't about any of that. But the be happy now was a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. And that does something in you too. I think it changes the smell you're giving off as well.
It was only a few months later that my husband and I connected. But I had literally, I'm not saying this was an easy decision, but I knew I heard it, and then it kept being confirmed. Like I'd turn on the TV and somebody would say something similar.
Yeah, you're like, y'all, are we in Truman Show? How's everybody doing this? Yeah.
And I was like, I have a lot to be happy about. And then one of the other things I did, Annie, was I imagined what life would be if the husband I so desired never showed up in my life.
Mm.
I did not want to have that. I didn't want to imagine that. And the idea actually came from a Beth Moore book.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading a book she wrote called So Long Insecurity.
Yes, it's so good.
And she was talking about how we often have these worst case scenarios, and this is what we're asking God to do, something specific, and we feel like, well, if this ever happens, I could never. And she's like, no, that's not what God said. And imagine yourself on the other side of that worst fear.
Mm.
That was a tough exercise for me.
Yeah.
But I decided I was getting close to 40, and I said, what if you get to 50 or 60? And what I was really saying is, what do I want to do with my life, regardless of whether this piece that I'd like to see come together happens? And then I started thinking of people who didn't get married or have kids, Jesus included.
That's right.
And the impact they had and the full lives that they lived. And it gave me a sense of empowerment. Like, I'm not just waiting for something. I'm searching for what God has for me to do right now.
Right.
And I'm trusting that in the midst of that and being joyful right here, because there's going to be a point, my married friends, they complain about stuff I don't think about.
That's right. That's so true.
They seem jealous when I eat Rice Krispies for dinner,
Right.
Or when I just go, oh, I'm going to take a trip. Well, you can't do that exactly right now, but being spontaneous.
Yeah.
And so I decided I was going to highlight those things in my life and take advantage of them, because I was believing and trusting that time period was short.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even what you wanted to hear, but
it doesn't matter. That's not how coaching works. Coaching doesn't work by telling somebody what they want to hear. Coaching works by telling me the truth. That is really good, Valorie.
Yeah. And my coaching questions are, will you choose to be happy now? Rather than holding your happiness hostage to your circumstances.
Yeah.
That's a yes or no. And I hope the answer is yes. Right.
Yeah.
And then whatever it is you're fearing, what if that happens? What will you do?
What will you do?
Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up in that? Because I thought to myself, well, if for some reason I'm missing God here,
yes,
I feel like he put this desire in my heart, but
right.
He didn't. I want to get that message, and I sure don't want to waste my life feeling I'm missing something, or being angry or frustrated or sad. I want to use it well. But I did ask him to give me the strength to do that. And I also said, if this isn't your will for me, can you take the desire away? Because I don't.
Right.
Because I really, I'll go with it. If that's what you want, but I don't want to be thinking about it all the time. And he wouldn't take it away. And I took that to mean that he had something in store. It was just taking longer than I wanted.
Yeah. That's a really good answer, Valorie. We are big fans of you around here. Thank you. Thanks for all your wisdom.
And this isn't lasting forever, by the way. We are not going to be in this situation forever. I don't know how long it'll be, but we have to remember that.
Yeah, we'll go back to normal-ish. We'll go back to something.
Normal-ish, yeah.
That's right.
I think I will always see germs differently now.
I should have been washing my hands this much. I will continue washing my hands this much. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Oh, thanks, Valorie.
Thank you so much, Annie.